So lane up against the Omni Knight. So General has some problems now at this point because he isn't going to have the best time versus the Enigma, and he's also not going to have the funnest time against a Monkey King either. But his position 4 is an Elder Titan. So if they play that duo together, a little bit of heavy aggression, trade some blows, could still go fine for him.
You know, I'm going to take the lame analysis here, but I feel like these drafts are relatively even. To me, this is one that is really going to come down mostly to execution. Are you favoring one side over the other from a draft perspective?
Personally, I think it's easier. Yeah, I think it's kind of easier for Navi. Terrorblade, Elder Titan, Omni Knight. You know, if you're on Pain Gaming, you're not only working around the timings of Black Hole and the Exorcism, but you have to actually do something with them at the same time. You know, Exorcism isn't just like a free win a fight. Has to be backed up nicely. Same thing with Black Hole. Right. So because of that, I do like the Navi draft a little bit better. But the idea of King RD and HFN kind of protecting Tavo during this Black Hole, I can see that happening too, right? Very long stun with the boundless strike or whatever the hell it's called.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Is that it, guys? Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I would agree. Navi seem to have the ease of execution advantage. Relatively straightforward heroes, comfort zone, not a huge amount of big-time skill shots on that same level as the Black Hole.
But can you win a game with Lina?
If there was ever a player to make those big Black Holes happen, I believe it's Tavo.
If there was ever a player to win a game on Lina, it was Dendi. Yeah. So, who knows?
You make a good point. I guess it's a wash in that regard. We haven't seen much Monkey King. Where does he stand for you right now in terms of like the meta of carries? Is he pretty
focused on zoning offlaners? Is how I see him. Okay. In terms of like he offers a little bit of that early aggression, team fight. He can also like good Shadow Blade builder to create aggression during that mid game, maybe create space for someone. But for the most part, this game looks like he's just gonna be team fighting.
Yeah, and a little bit of an underloved hero, but definitely has that capability to do big damage, and one that synergizes very well with the kind of disable they have. You know, can you picture a Wukong's command on top of a Black Hole, for example? The damage will be pretty devastating. So Pain certainly have some pretty serious win conditions for these mid-game team fights. Let's just see if they can execute. See the Monkey King having some fun with Mischief.
Yeah, trying to find that Shagbark again. There it is. As the rest of Navi roam on in.
And the Shagbark actually breaks the smoke. All 5 of Navi looking for a first blood. What an adorable little courier that is. Don't mind me.
Oh, Monkey King. All right, so back we go. No early first blood, but get some wards down. LeBron stays smoked up, so the Radiant ward won't oh, actually, it's going to catch him leaving, so they'll likely know something went down in there. But both supports leave, actually. So Lil came from the mid, and at the same time, LeBron came from bot, so they could be like, is there a ward in both? There turns out there is, but we'll see if they snipe it.
What's going on here, Mr. Monkey King?
Oh, he's doing a courier snipe. Wow.
Just a casual little Shagbark here.
I think
hanging out in the enemy fountain.
I didn't even notice. What a sneaky guy. He's going to try it. I've seen this work before. Oh, my God, it might work. No, they know. Oh, they don't know. They know.
They seem to know. I think they're trying to bait with this courier, and now LeBron going to rotate in.
He had to take the level 1 jump, too.
Yep. He grabbed the tree dance. So HFN will not be punished for this. It's a noble effort, but Navi privy to the operation. They will deny it.
I know that it's hard to get early levels on an AA, but this seems like a a little bit of a risky step. Okay, HFN's TVing up to that top lane. So does not want to face the aggression early on. He'd rather go up against that Omni Knight. That's that more favorable matchup that we were discussing before.
Looks like it'll be a 2-1-2 coming out of Pain. No, Duster going to TP up top, so both sides will do what seems to be an aggro
but they're just going to match because they TP'd up top. Like, if you TP like this, then the TB is just going to TP. And now Omni, like, you can't be the first one to move unless you're running. So, Pain are in trouble.
Oh, LeBron's TP gets interrupted down bottom by King RD. He might get turned around on now as he gets telekinesed back, but the follow-up damage not quite there, but still keeps the Rubik locked down bottom. And now the Elder Titan's going to have to TP up.
Yeah, that's pretty big, too, because that just means they can't instantly go for kills level 1 on this Monkey King, who has no real threat, too, because he is just has tree dance.
Kind of King RD's signature hero here, already making plays out of the gate. So 2-1-2 for Navi at the moment. LeBron going to have a while before he can TP. He's going to hang out down here with General. The mid matchup pretty straightforward. Weehaw Death Prophet on the Dendi Lina. And for now, it's Duster and HFN with this dual off lane. And the Monkey King finding a fair bit of farm. Even with the Terrorblade, but still, he's having a fine time in this lane.
Yeah, with this little trio, though, we've seen AA in these tri-lanes today. Very scary. So even though they didn't seem to want to get that matchup going, it should work out okay for Pain. Try and handle these stackings here from the Elder Titan and successfully stopped. So harder to pull now and keep that control in a nice spot for HFN.
Tavo, the exact same build queued up as we saw last time. Up top, some initiation from Navi. The Metamorphosis has been used, and it's just going to repel the members of Pain. Not an easy way to lock them in place. Lil is only level 2 right now, so Echo Stomp is their tool. Outside of that, Pain are free just to walk away when they see that meta popped.
Yeah, early on, the 1-1-1 build from the Lina just means there's not really a huge advantage or anything for her in the mid lane, right? You just have Crypt Swarm, a little bit easier to work around, I would say, for the old DP. So
in a 1v1, this mid lane is kind of a wash. You know, both heroes, a little bit of kill potential. Lina more so if she dings 6 at the right time and DP is not topped off. You might be able to find that full combo and blast her down. But outside of those little breakpoint type scenarios, this should be relatively even with a lot of spam, a lot of farm on both sides. As we actually dodges that Light Strike array there.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, a lot easier, I think, for DP to execute, right? One of her skills is just Siphon. I'm going to walk at you.
Yep.
So
yeah, definitely the pressure on the Lina, utilizing the skill shots. Tavo actually just jungling right now. This is relatively rare. I think when Enigmas get picked up now, you expect to see them in the lane.
Just because of the switch up top, because they put King RD up on Crystallize, and lots of damage on top of that TV. They almost get him.
They might still be able to get him. King RD does have a stun in 1 second. There's the Burrow Strike, and they find it. First blood drawn by the Sand King as Crystallize takes a tumble.
So what happens is HFN leaves the lane. He wants to be down, pressuring into that Omni Knight, and then that means TV starts to play aggressive because he's gone, and then they set up the easy kill with King RD and Duster. Now they're going to rotate down to mirror with their Monkey King again.
Ooh, we almost dies in the mid lane there. Gets down to about 50 HP, 1 auto attack, shy of a kill for Dendi. The Death Prophet will be able to regen up back through it. So it is a good start for Pain. It's been musical lanes, but it seems like Pain have been one step ahead, kind of forcing Navi to react to them as we see Lil now focused on the bottom lane.
King RD gets a stun into a Bounty Rune. But those kind of plays where like they're giving King RD this kill opportunity and Tavo just farms his way back to the lane he wanted to be in anyway. It's how they enabled King RD in that last game. Like his Blink Dagger was stupidly early. That's why that game got so out of control. So if you can do that once more and give King RD the game of his life, then that's your best chance at winning these matches.
Absolutely. Mid matchup still strikingly even within 2 last hits of each other. So both Dendi and Wee living up to their reputations, maintaining an even spread. Dendi is getting closer to that level 6 mark though, and that's where they will have to be careful. Lil on the high ground, scouted out, Spirit Siphon to start things off, and there's a level 2 Burrow Strike ready. It looks like it'll be another kill up for Pain Gaming, and they will make sure Wee gets credit for that one and finds an advantage.
How kind of King RD.
Sharing is caring.
Tavo finds that stack that was here. I think the Elder Titan's kind of prepping that one up, though. But he's being surrounded now with the meta. LeBron a little bit of waste. He's trying to create the body blocks there for the lift.
Level 2 Malefice, though. And
the Tango comes in big. Or he would have been dead.
The last Tango.
Yep.
Down bottom now, Duster and King RD. The 2 supports have rotated. Maybe put a little pressure onto General. Cold Feet, stun, Boundless Strike. There is no repel, and General will get frozen by the Cold Feet. Echo Stomp did kind of break things up, and maybe that'll keep the Omni alive, but now they're going to turn on to Lil. Duster with Cold Feet forces Lil to run away, and King RD with a stun does connect. Primal Spring off the mark, but sets it up for HFN to secure the kill. Alley-oop.
Yeah, almost started off into an easy double kill because he was trying to get the Boundless onto the 4th proc, but it was just a hair too late.
Yep. Yeah, that's a fair point.
But it was fine. It worked out in the end. And yeah, Cold Feet is pretty scary when you're running through the maze of trees like that as well. A lot harder to get that distance from the center point.
You know, if Pain Gaming end up winning this game with the King RD Sand King again, okay, well, General able to finish him off there. Caster Curse coming real.
Yeah, the Exterminator's here. The bug is squished. Get out of here.
But, I mean, his impact has been, it's 6 minutes into this game, and his impact has been felt pretty strongly. He's been involved in all 3 of these kills, and he's kind of enabled them. Mid lane, he's going to come back, almost gets comboed down by Dendi, who does have that Laguna Blade now, but not quite enough damage. But he just seems unstoppable on this hero. They go up to the high ground, they do drop a smoke. Maybe looking for a rotation mid.
Too? No, okay, he's just going to start hitting creeps. Oh, that's not the place to be for Lil.
Uh-oh, he's on the low ground. King RD pings it out. Lil comes up and sees him. There's the stun. Going to be the follow-up Spirit Siphon. Also Ancient Apparition with those frosty fingers. Make it another easy kill. Also a double damage on Death Prophet. So, yeah, she hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't make it too hard.
4-1, Trent. It's a good start for the Brazilian squad.
Yeah, HFN
they
finally
want Dendi in the mid lane. King RD charging on in. That Icy Vortex slowing Dendi down. That's enough to get that Spirit Siphon, and now closing the gap for the Burrow Strike. Not much the Lina can do. They're trying to spread out so she can't get the stun, but it won't matter.
Now look out for LeBron,
TP's coming in. LeBron going to feed his life away. A double damage on the Death Prophet plus the Exorcism. Not an engagement Navi wanted to take, and they will lose 2 because of it.
And meanwhile, you have a Terrorblade up top who's just been like farming away. Sure, that's great, but he can't apply too much pressure on the tower because, again, there's an Enigma here. You know, he's fine just absorbing up these waves. He's going to get to 6 after giving a little bit of space to King RD, and then the Black Hole threat's suddenly going to be there for Crystallize, and his HP pool is quite low.
Echo Stomp connects on Duster, and follow-up going to be sparse. Dendi is a little too far behind to grab that LSA.
Scary, though, with that Spirit on top. If one stun into Laguna. No boost quite yet, though. No natural order points. Still just level 3.
This bottom lane seems like it's going okay for General right now. He is level 6, and that's kind of what Omni wants out of these sort of situations, is just experience. But the opportunity cost, HFN getting a lot of space to farm. Not #1 on net worth, but right up there with the TB. Just a couple of CS behind.
Considering the musical lanes he's endured, too, that's quite nice for him. Just the kill helping out. And he'll get his ring so he can just keep, as you said, farming away. Easy peasy.
And you were totally right about the way Tavo made that rotation on Enigma. He's farming incredibly right now. He's holding this off lane completely on his own. He's level 6. He's got his arcane boots, and he's not even that far away from the Hand of Midas.
Yeah, and then you compare that, the Elder Titan and the Sand and that little bit of space has just helped out so much for King RD.
Absolutely. So, reconnect for me.
Oh, you're dead, are you?
A little back in. So, farm we shall. It's been a pretty aggressive start for Pain Gaming, but now just focused on getting this first round of core items.
Smoke up here, down bottom for LeBron. Trying to make use of this meta, perhaps. See if they can get a dive onto old Omni Knight. Monkey uses that mobility too early, could be in trouble here. And now the nice, perfectly timed wraparound. Purification. Monkey's like, why are you going on me?
Yeah,
oh, that's why.
That's going to be a 3-on-1 and a nice easy kill on the Monkey King. Good rotation from Navi. You don't necessarily expect the Terrorblade to rotate this early, and it does seem to catch him off guard.
Yeah, it's all about just creating a kill into an objective like that. But there's a Death Prophet in the mid lane, so someone has to deal with this, and it'll be the Omni Knight. Is that going to be enough, though? Still haven't popped the Exorcism. No commitment here. Weehawk just wants to chip it down on his own.
Yep, TP in from Lil, and they are ready to take this team fight. I think Pain are doing a good job forcing reactions out of Navi, but not going all in. You know, they very easily could have just popped the Exorcism there to try to finish off the tower, but pretty happy
It cost them, though. It got denied.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, the deny's not ideal.
Oh, that meta damage. It's still in there.
HFN again in a lot of trouble. The telekinesis sets it up, but
no
like
respect.
You said, right back to the meta, and he will fall.
It's not often you get killed by the same meta. That is probably a good reason why that doesn't usually happen. Maybe a poor decision there from HFN. Thought he had a little bit more backup, it seems.
Yeah, the Monkey King's farm went from, hey, this is pretty good, I'm right there next to the Terrorblade, to,
oh my God.
uh-oh, I need to do some recovery.
Where'd he go?
Yeah,
I think he's lost gold since then. I don't think he's hit a creep. He's fallen on down there, but all that pressure up top, coming on in there with the DP and the Enigma. Dendi will be the one to maybe create the answer.
Hey, going to defend this tower up top. Tavo's been able to put a lot of pressure on it.
And Dendi just going to let it go, but is anyone else here to help? He can't really do much. Oh, they know. They know he's an Invis rune. Radiant have scanned, seeing that Dendi's underneath them.
Remember,
but they don't have anything to do about it.
They have Black Hole. They have Exorcism. A lot of team fight available as LeBron rotates in. Dendi breaks the invisibility, drops the Laguna onto Tavo, and that will be the end of the Enigma. We thinking about counter-initiating. Ice Blast will fly through. Actually connects on LeBron, but not going to be a kill.
Yeah, it should be fine. Unless that catapult really does some work, LeBron will survive here. So, oh, nice little use of the Invis rune. Take down the Enigma. Still haven't been able to get any kills with the Black Hole. And Navi have fought their way back here to just jostling around with that net worth. We're essentially even Stevens here.
We sure are. Zeroed out. That big lead that Pain picked up, now gone. But some of their power is definitely in those mid-game team fights, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like we saw in that last victory they took. Haven't even seen the first Black Hole yet, Trent.
King RD really wanted to set up a kill down there on General, but Tavo's jungling away, and now the AA comes. He's like, okay, let's go. We have Ice Blast, and oh, General's getting a bit greedy. Didn't think he'd come for this next wave. King RD wraps back here. There's definitely a kill opportunity.
Yeah, might just want to deploy the black hole for this if they need to. King RD with the stun, Ice Blast, and they will actually use the black hole just to secure that final kill.
Yep.
But it's a nice pickoff.
Yeah, might as well just do it, I suppose. Could have maybe waited to see if he tried to TP, but it's fine.
And back to farming we go. Weehaw, he does now have that Yule Scepter on the Death Prophet. As we've talked about, kind of the key item that enables that hero to really get more involved.
Yeah, but TV is in the mid lane, so he is perhaps thinking if we can set up another kill, I'd like to use a meta, try and get to a little bit more space on this map by knocking out the top tier one of the mid top. Going to be a hell of a lot easier. That's what I would guess that they'll try and make a play for. They have a smoke on the Rubik, so kind of show mid, drive them back, smoke top, see if they defend and try and get a kill, or they might even just run up there.
Yeah.
No, they're going to smoke. Okay, so this is a pretty, I don't know, I would say like kind of telegraph play. Denny has also left the area. He was up there pushing. Radiant Vision did spot Dendy, so this might actually bait. Yeah, this baits in the Monkey King because he sees the Lina has left the lane, so you don't really expect that the rest of the team from Navi is going to be coming up here. Good thing each event's playing safe up on that high ground.
Yeah.
Oops.
Tree Dance, Primal Spring coming down.
Oh, there he goes, right back up. Okay.
Still going to be sort of a hard gank to find. The smoke gets broken, and now the Monkey King just going to jump into the corner. Seems he's done a good job dodging this gank, and all the while in the bottom lane, Pain say, hey, you know what? General's left all alone. Let's hit him with a silence. Let's hit him with an Ice Blast, and it's a kill. Meanwhile, Monkey King just TPs mid, and Pain get the better of that rotation.
And HFN, great job playing so safe up there. Honestly, if I saw, like, Lina was pushing the wave, then with my ward down bottom, I see that Lina is jungling inside her jungle. I'm going to go hit that wave and probably not play that safe, right? But he kind of predicted that movement from mid because they didn't keep pushing there. And he was safe because of it. So very well read by him. And it almost creates a kill opportunity here for King RD.
Strike. There's the Burrow Strike that connects. And now the Primal Spring Epicenter. Dendy not going to be able to survive this. Sets up the kill on Monkey King, but Dendy dies first. So it is slightly advantageous for HFN. Of course, while all that was going on, Pain did finish off that bottom tier 1 tower. So not ideal to lose the Monkey King there, but getting the advantage across the map. And of course, Enigma does now have that Midas. So BKB is inevitable.
Yeah, and they took that tower bottom as well without the Exorcism. So that's coming back relatively soon here. Might be able to find themselves another opportunity, but LeBron gets some much needed gold at this point.
So I was going to ask you thoughts about Dendy item build. He's been pooling quite a bit. He's just got the basic set, and now he goes Shadowblade first item. I was thinking maybe Yules would be that first stop, but it looks like he wants mobility tools so he can find those initiations.
Yeah, I think, does Yules do anything for him defensively, really, though? Like, if he gets initiated on by a Burrow Strike, Yulesing yourself isn't really going to change much.
Well, I think of Yules on Lina as a more aggressive item. You know, it's like that setup so that you can find the LSA and get those pickoffs.
I think, but at the same time, if you try and do that, like, the reactions can be pretty quick from a silence from the DP.
It also, like, the mana regen and movement speed, it's also just great for her. King RD gets juiced by Dendy down bottom, so Laguna comes out, but...
somebody send Super this replay. You'll get the Shadowblade early, you suddenly just get some kills.
Yeah.
And then you can farm some heroes. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's working for him. I just feel like Yules is a great farming tool on Lina.
I gotcha. You're not wrong. But he's got a Terrorblade. He needs to make kills.
You're absolutely right. And so far, so good on that.
Create a little bit of space here. So, space is, you know, you're against an Enigma. This guy, he makes a lot of space. He creates the universe or something. I don't know, ask Slacks. But he makes black holes. Those are in space.
Yeah, I don't know what the lore is behind Enigma, but I do know...
I think he's an astronaut.
Just about 1,000 gold away from that BKB at only 15 minutes. And that is going to be a pretty scary item for Navi to deal with. They don't really have much to stop that. Once the Magic Immunity comes out. Pain will take a little bit of risk and move into the Roche Pit. Navi are nearby. They've got a ward down, so they saw this movement. Duster does counter it, so now Pain should be aware that Navi's aware. The question is, will Navi try to contest this? Elder Titan does drop the Echo Stomp, slows things down a little. Weehaw taking a lot of damage, and now as the illusion runs in, realizing they might need to be a little bit careful. Roche falls, HFN does take the Aegis. Earth Splitter brings him down low, but he survives through it as Wee heads back to the mid lane. 9-6, small gold advantage for Pain, but that objective secured for them. Does maybe open up some team fight potential. Mid lane, Dendy gets another one, finds Duster and drops the combo. This is exactly how you want to play Lina when you go Shadow Blade first like this. Kill after kill, baby.
Yep. Take one kill, reduce their team fight potential, push into objectives. Just make the opponent just say, you know, maybe we wait for the next one. Like, okay, we can't fight them that well here. So.
Tier 1 tower mid will go down as Navi bring the rotation. That'll be the end of the Tier 1 towers in this match. Only Tier 2s still standing, so both jungles now opened up a little bit more.
Wouldn't mind trying to find a play with the black hole, but at the same time, you're like, I really want to save this for my BKB. And oh, LeBron, the support life. Oh, he turns.
King RD still catches him, though. They're going to drop the cold feet. Tavo also with the Malefice and a black hole on General, who tries to come over. Close range Ice Blast. They might still have the damage. He's going to repel and TP. They still find the Shatter. It's a double for Pain. And great use of the black hole, Trent. That was the opposite of the caster curse. Well done.
Thank you. No problem. Got him covered. It sucks being the support, you know?
Yes.
Trying to go get some wards up.
I do know.
Yeah. It's a hard knock life.
Monkey King just kind of hanging out mid right now. Continuing his farm while the rest of his team groups up in the bottom. I don't know if they'll really be able to pressure this tier 2, but they have an Exorcism in 15. Maybe just hoping to pull a rotation out of Navi, who are all clumped up around the mid.
Well, with Earth Splitter up and everything, there is certainly a chance to defend this tower if they get here in time. Looks like they are starting to make those rotations through. And Spirit, very nice. I feel like someone's trying to set up on your tower like that. This is why Elder Titan's so good right now, you know? You can't just like freely posture. You always have to be worried about like, okay, where's the Spirit walking? Is he going to stomp? Then the Earth Splitter comes through and there's nothing we can do. You can't just like transfer this Nightmare over or something like that.
Now the Battle Fury is up on the Monkey King, so opening up some more possibilities for him. And of course, it's a great farming tool. Vanguard will be up next. Definitely need that survivability, and no doubt leads into that eventual Basher Abyssal Blade. A great build to have on the Monkey King. But Trent, the big bad BKB on Enigma. It is time for Tavo to make it happen.
Yeah, and although they snowballed really hard yesterday in their game, or not yesterday, but 2 days ago in that game that they won, you don't have to. I mean, Battle Fury, Monkey King, got this black hole. Death Prophet's fine heading later. Likewise, kind of the same stuff for the Navi train. I would say, on the one hand, the late game is better on Pain because of AA. I think Sand King, Enigma, and Monkey King all fit the late game pretty good. The downside for Navi to me would be like the Lina, but at the same time, TB just like ups it another level when it comes to that late game scenario, because one fight and it can just be over. He can just eliminate your whole base, or he can just take that Rax that breaks your economy because now you're just getting less gold from every single creep that comes through that lane. That kind of stuff makes the late game very dangerous against the Terrorblade. The 1 second you step away from the Roach Pit, he just destroys it. Yeah. So Dendi, certainly pressure on him heading late, but he's been doing very well so far. Those 3 kills since the Shadow Blade.
Not to mention on top of that, Crystallize is very farmed to this Terrorblade. He's a full 1,000 net worth ahead of the Monkey King. He's already got the Dragon Lance, and now he's basically got the gold for this Manta style. It's a lot of TB illusions they'll have to deal with. Both sides now trading tier 2 for tier 2. Pain up top and Navi in the bottom. It looks like Pain are going to keep on going towards the high ground as Navi make the call to back up. Crystallize is going to stick around and maybe try to pressure this tier 3. Generally, it's the right call to force the team back. However, I think Pain might have the pushing advantage at the moment just with that level 2 Exorcism alone.
The classic sign of the late game oriented kind of stuff where you're just like trading tier 2s, everyone's just kind of waiting. Yeah, we know this is all coming down to some high ground fight, so will TB be able to get anything done here? Doesn't want to pop his meta.
Oh my, Death Prophet in a lot of trouble. Sleep about to expire, but able to make it through. Now the GA popped by Omni Knight.
They've committed to this fight though, and that means that Crystallize is very happy to go into meta, and he's shredding into that tier 3, so Pain have to make a call, and they are going to back.
Yep, King RD blinks in, drops the stun, channels the Epi, and Crystallize will have a Sunder, but King RD was low enough HP, it doesn't matter. He does a lot of damage to that tier 3, but unable to finish it off, and Pain get a pick off on the Terrorblade without losing much themselves. Rubik did manage to steal Exorcism, which is kind of cool, but
yeah, that tower pretty likely to fall though, honestly. 60 HP, so in that sense, like if he just keeps any pressure into this lane, any sort of illusion that gets this tower and breaks this thing, that's going to be a net win, I would say, for Navi, if that then means they can clear up these shrines, because if they then get those tier 2s, that big Roche is going to be theirs.
Yeah, definitely the right idea from the Terrorblade, but and again, King RD just so good at making those rotations. Yep. Even just knowing that he's coming back on low HP, so he can't get off a full Sunder. You know, that Sand King thought that sequence out and was a step ahead.
Well, we'll see if Dendy's Bloodstone goes as well as Moose did for Complexity the other day.
Yep. Starting with those 14 charges, a few more pickoffs. Could be good stuff, but seems Pain are not going to give them that chance. They know they're ahead right now. They've got these ultimates except for Exorcism.
Yeah.
Okay, I lied. They have no ultimates except Black Hole, but that is enough.
Yeah,
they are going to try to group up and pressure this tier 2 mid.
Weehaw knows how important the bottom lane is too, right? So he's bought Boots of Travel. He's just going to keep living down here, and he's going to TP in for the fights. And other than that, he's just going to have to try and ensure that they never get in here to this tier 3.
Also worth noting, the Monkey King did switch up his build, not going for the Vanguard Basher, but instead went Shadow Blade.
I wish they would smoke down bottom right now. It works so well for them because they're committing hard. They want this tier 3.
Weehaw hanging on to the high ground as Dendy Shadow Bladed, maybe looking for the opening.
Like, this is such a good trade for Navi.
Yeah, tier 2 mid, if they're able to get this tier 3, and they will, as there are illusions that just shove it down, so pretty low risk rotation from Navi. And it does also force back Pain, who might be able to get this tier 2 mid. Nope, that'll actually stay standing.
Yeah, just not worth that. Now they're in that desperate play where they're trying to make a smoke play happen.
Oh,
come
King
on,
RD.
You've got to be kidding me.
He actually survives longer than he should. The Wukong's command come out. Black Hole on 2, as well as the Ice Blast. They're going to find Lil and Dendy both in the grave, but LeBron with the Exorcism on. Is this actually going to work? This Rubik not super tanky. Cold Feet comes, but General there with the Purification, and now Crystallized joining the party with a fresh Metamorphosis. Pain will back up.
Sentry after Sentry trying to chase down HFN. It's going to be very close. Get on the third Sentry.
Wow.
Guarantees the kill.
They actually found him.
That's a bit costly.
And Duster in a very awkward situation, stuck in the tree line. Those ghouls are going to get him. It's going to be close. No, he lives.
He's like, wait a second, where are those going?
He does not have a TP scroll. And Dendy has already respawned. Remember those Bloodstone charges. That'll take him down to 10. And now Navi considering a high ground siege. There is an Exorcism from Wii available, and backdoor protection has kicked in.
Man, this play from Navi has worked out so well, though. The way that they just come down, they push this tower, they force them back mid lane, Pain, get desperate, go for a chase, and now they're on the high ground, whittling away on these range racks.
Yep, going for the sure damage. It's a smart call from Crystallize. He loses the Metamorphosis, but now King RD comes in with a stun. There will be a Sunder available, but when's he going to use it? Ice Blast connects on a few from Navi as Wii gets dangerously low. Does have a buyback as well as an Exorcism. Not sure if he wants to use it here, though. Perhaps they'll just let it go. Epicenter from King RD, not doing too much as he stuns back to safety. Now the BKB from Tavo and the buyback from Death Prophet. Laguna brings the Death Prophet low, and it could be a dieback for Wii, but he does survive. GA to try to make the retreat. Will save some, but it looks like Lil will be the casualty that gets left behind. LeBron also going to follow suit. He hangs back to try to make space for his team, but HFN, he's not going for that bait. Shadowblade and Dendy up in 1. General might still be able to make it out as he pops the drum charges, Force Staff, and Phase Boots. He's just too damn fast.
Oh, and the replay coming out here too as well. So, yeah, almost able to get something done, but then that Boundless Strike initiation from LeBron with the steal.
Yeah.
Totally saves Crystallize. Pumps
Good
out the damage
Sunder
after.
from Crystallize, and unfortunate that that Ice Blast wasn't able to hit the Terrorblade there. Obviously, Sunder does go through it, but still struggling to find the damage in that team fight. And a smart play from Navi as well to take this fight knowing that all of the ultimates, or some of the ultimates from Pain, were on cooldown, and they're not able to get that perfect staggered team fight.
Definitely a time where that respawn, as you'd mentioned before, comes into play. Well, Dendy just got back down to that fight so fast. Didn't matter the whole Black Hole, Ice Blast shenanigans. If anything, they just kind of abused that. And that was all the play that comes from not cutting your losses. Just feeling like, okay, we made this rotation back. Like, they got outplayed by Navi, but you just need to accept that. Instead, they say, okay, we all TP back. Let's smoke after them. But where are Navi? They're holding your high ground, you know? You're just running into them desperately. You're initiating with a Sand when everyone's too far away to pump in that damage. And although it kind of worked out, they got the Black Hole and the Ice Blast and everything like that. Had they not chased, they probably don't end up losing their range racks, you know? Just stabilize, maybe just try and push out lanes, go back for something else, think more about that Roche pit. Now there's a fight at Roche with potentially, I mean, there could have been no Black Hole, but in this case, it will be back in time. Just things a little bit riskier than necessary coming, I would say, just from kind of wanting to almost like not admit you were wrong, you know? You just feel pressured, like, well, we all TP'd back. Let's smoke at him, guys. Even if it's not the ideal thing.
Yeah, Roche 2 has respawned, so Aegis and Cheese will probably be that objective that both teams look towards.
Look at this. Smoke with the gem. This is the game-winning fight, if you can find it. Or at least getting back into it, because right now things are getting a little bit out of control. Scan.
They
Let's
see
find it
the
here.
Elder Titan.
King RD's
Spirit.
just in.
He
And
definitely
misses.
goes in. Telekinesis will slow things down. Tavo pops the BKB. Black Hole connects on 3 as General walks into it, but he will get interrupted. The damage was done as HFN sets up onto LeBron and Crystallize so low. Is he going to be able to get off this Sunder? It's a nice stun from King RD, but they don't have it. They can bring him down, and now it's 2 dead. The smoke works out. Navi unhappy with that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we know later in the draft they didn't respect the Enigma. They had the Rubik already, then the Enigma got picked up, and they didn't choose something else to deal with this. They said, all right, LeBron, this is all on you, buddy. But Tavo, that means he only has a 1 that he needs with the +1, and he got Rubik and TV right next to each other. All that matters. King RD, he missed out on that initial initiation, but this is that whole idea of, like, you don't want to be the initiator's Enigma, right? We talk about creating chaos, creating instances where people have to bunch up, and your Enigma can jump in after the fact. That's what King RD did for them.
We going to be the one to grab the
ground.
Aegis this time, and I guess Cheese will go the way of the Monkey King. Also a misplay from the Omni Knight there. He was not caught in the black hole, but got a little bit too close and walked into it. Now in the Radiant Jungle, we'll see initiation onto Dendy. He does deny, so well done with the Bloodstone, but also a good catch from Pain. Remember, that gem is in the inventory of Sand King, so now the Shadow Blade from Dendy, a lot less effective. They're pinging out General here as if they want to have a go. Weehad charges in first, uses that Yule Scepter, but Telekinesis from LeBron stops him dead in his tracks, and Pain will be repelled.
They have taken control back of this game, though, even down the range. Rex having the Battle Fury Monkey King. It's okay. You'll be fine. You know, you can keep pushing this wave. You can deal. Only losing a little bit on the economy because of the range creeps. But other than that, everything is fine. They still have their shrines as well, even though they lost the Tier 3 a long time ago.
A lot of BKBs on the way. Monkey King pretty close to his, as well as Crystallize on the Terrorblade. Both of them prioritizing that magic immunity. No big surprise.
Navi are smoking into them right now. They want to create a push down bottom. Maybe it's just a kill the shrine, but it kind of looks like it's going to be a go for the melee racks here.
And there's that BKB on Monkey King coming out right on point with the Terrorblade. So a lot of potential, but Navi trying to fight around these ultimate
20 seconds
cooldowns.
Black Hole, 12 seconds Exorcism, Aegis, Cheese. This is risky.
This is very risky. Pain just need to buy themselves a little window. They do have the Glyph, and that might just be enough for those big cooldowns to come up. HFN sort of in the front lines doing what he can, but it's Crystallized with a repel. He does force the Glyph.
Tavo wants that big play. Where's LeBron? Has to find him.
Wukong's command comes out maybe a little early. 4 stabs, and Navi just retreat. Pain Gaming not able to stagger their ultimates the way they like. We also committing the Exorcism. 2 big ultimates from Pain, and it seems they will get nothing for it.
Okay, so they drive back Navi, but the meta lasts long enough that you can easily clear up the shrine, so nice by them. Net win. That wave was shoving in pretty far up top for Navi too, but shouldn't end up being a problem, so we'll just go back and deal with that. Although General currently lacking a TP. In fact, many lacking TPs. They have no TPs. Crystallize is a TP. Dendy's running. He's got bots.
So Navi, I thought maybe they'd try another push here, but very much respecting the prowess of the Tavo Black Hole. Seems they'll just head back to friendly territory and continue farming.
Yeah, they're hiding. They're not exactly sure. Well, Navi have gone, so losing out on a little bit of time where they could be farming here just because they don't have any vision across the map.
Dendy down to 7 Bloodstone charges. Far from ideal. Not quite the Moo Timbersaw Bloodstone experience we were hoping for.
Yeah.
And also Tavo, looks like Octarine Core, relatively close for him. He's got the Soul Booster and about halfway to that Mystic Staff.
Yeah, he's got that 15% CDR, so just going to pump that up a little bit more.
Yep, that's great. Always that debate. You go for the 120 gold per minute or the cooldown reduction. If you have the Midas, I think more Enigmas gravitate towards the cooldown reduction as it helps your economy and, of course, brings Black Hole to a more reasonable cooldown. Still ridiculous, but a little better.
Yep, definitely quite nice. And Weehaw's struggling a bit. He got those bots quite a long time ago. So LeBron just hanging out nearby. But he has been eyeing up this Black Hole, or rather this BKB for a while. Once he sells the Null, though, he's going to be very close.
So still a little bit of time on the Aegis, but about 90 seconds or so will be reclaimed on the Death Prophet. Pain maybe thinking about making a play while they have that second life, but as we've seen, DP not necessarily the best Aegis carrier. You lose that Exorcism if you die, so coming back to life without Exorcism.
Oh, that Spirit's going to go right through them all. Oh, hello! Oh, looks like they're all up here. Trying to bait out the Monkey King by HFN playing like up into the trees.
You can see Navi, once they scout it out, they immediately start moving to that bottom lane, say, hey, you want to push top? We're pushing bottom. But in this situation, it's only a, oh, it's a melee barracks. Okay, so they killed the range barracks. Definitely worth it for Navi to maybe sacrifice a little tower damage if they can push out bottom. But with all that said, Pain do not commit to it. They just let the Monkey King press forward and everyone else does retreat.
Yeah, HFN hoping that maybe a lone support would be here, something that he could bully.
Yeah, that's exactly what Monkey King likes to do.
They just lost their mid tower for free, didn't they? From the creeps. Those catapults went to work.
Wow, the double catapult.
Oops.
It's a little freebie for Navi right there. It happens. Not the end of the world, but only one outer tower now remaining for Pain. It is that tier 2 in the top.
Still holding the same lead they gained from that Roche fight. But won't be holding that Aegis for much longer, as I believe it's about to dissipate. And that means we have to start thinking about the old Shard fight.
Oh, yeah. And also look at this Navi itemization. 3 force stabs now. We saw it be a key tool to disengage Dendi from that bottom fight after the Exorcism and Wukong's command came out a bit early, but now they're up to 3 force stabs, really prioritizing that mobility to get away from the Monkey King and the Death Prophet.
It almost saved Crystallize as well. King already just had that follow-up stun. You know, Crystallize kind of got TP'd away from that follow-up damage from the Black Hole in the top Shrine fight.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that'll be enough. But yeah, Weehaus BKB, that will be the one we'll be looking at. He has the cheese now too, so he is definitely ready to engage in this next battle. It's going to be very hard to bring down. They don't have the best burst with the BKB being there. It's essentially all reliant on that Terror Blade. So Crystallize's own BKB going to be extremely important. Still sitting at 10 seconds.
Yeah, very even game right now, Trent. It's a small net worth advantage for Pain Gaming, but 1K or so, maybe about 2,000. One team fight can completely turn the tides of momentum. Dendi definitely slowing down his momentum, though. I mean, he picked up that force staff, but he's still on the 7 Bloodstone Chargers, and ever since they picked up that gem, he's basically not been able to use the Shadow Blade.
Yeah, exactly. Has a hard time just like roaming around the map and not even looking for kills at this point, really, if you were this Lina, but you'd love to just be able to show up in waves, suddenly take one out, you know, keep applying that pressure onto your opponent. But at least he has TB for that. I'm just glad this game wasn't a complete, you know, stomp or thrown away or anything like that. I don't want our day to be over yet.
Exactly.
It's been a great morning.
And we've said it a couple times, but Pain has proven at this point that they're not a team that you can walk into and think, oh, this is a free win. They don't know what's going on. They can hold their own against some of these world-class teams. And they've even been able to close out a win, maybe another one. Lincoln Sphere coming up next on the Monkey King. So going from aggressive items to now slightly more defensive, prioritizing the survivability.
You can certainly feel that struggle that Pain are having of exerting any pressure right now, though. It certainly feels like the game is in Navi's hands. The Terrorblade threat is a bit too much. The wave control for him is a bit more empowering for their side. Gives them some better vision. And they've also been winning this battle. I think both teams still have a gem. Yeah, they do. But the vision has been pretty highly favored for Navi for the past while now.
Yeah.
Some of these sneakier wards versus gems, like you can see the one where they've cut that tree. They've placed up top just above the Roach Pit. That's one of the best wards that you can do in any game against a gem, because it's almost never spotted by the gem. Yeah. You got to cut the tree for it. It's the only issue.
Very hard to find. The Octarine Core finished on Enigma, so that takes the Black Hole down now to a 100-second cooldown.
He just walks right by it. He's like, there's no ward there. How can there be a ward there? Ha ha ha. Nice gem, nerd.
But the hurdle's kind of over for Enigma. You know, the way Navi was able to get that bottom lane of barracks, you can't play around that 3-minute cooldown anymore.
Yeah.
It's now a very reasonable spell. So both teams having this moment of a stalemate. You can see Pain are in a very aggressive position. That ward you were mentioning, giving Navi all the intel they need to make sure they don't get caught unaware.
Yeah, they know they're in there. But we have gotten our timer now. It's going to be 1.5 minutes until the Roche fight. That might decide the fate of this game. The last one kept Pain in it. This might be the one that kind of puts them over the top to actually getting to that high ground of Navi and dealing some serious damage. So 5 heroes in the base for Navi, 5 heroes. Well, 4 heroes plus a Death Prophet with bots. That counts. That's 5 heroes in the Dire Jungle.
It's good, though. I mean, if we didn't have the bots, then this probably would be a dead melee barracks. Tavo might get caught here. If he black holes, it would be incredible, but no, he blinks away just in time. They're not able to catch him. He gets an Arcane Rune on top of that. That would be a 66-second cooldown black hole. He's able to make use of it. Eidolons get stolen by Rubik.
You know, in the early game, when you smoke for that like minute 1 kill, and you're like, okay, this guy needs to be in front right now. You got to be in front because then you lead in this and this, and it's so like simple. They needed the Rubik in front. Why was Terrorblade in front? What just happened?
Dendi catches Duster, so they will get a freebie there, but
if Rubik's in front, Tavo's dead.
Yeah, no, you make a good point. Maybe they
no
were
discipline.
Maybe they were just really not expecting an Enigma to be standing there. You know,
that's you're smoking. You gotta come on now.
Well, I don't disagree, my friend. Expect Tavo to be where he wouldn't be.
Dota 2.
Oh my. So either way, Tavo gets away with it. And now Pain going to start to press up towards the mid lane again. Roche very close to respawning, about 15 seconds. It is one of the longer respawns. Eidolon's heading into the pit. So they will see as soon as the big boy comes up. But Elder Titan, he's got plenty of scouting potential. Navi positioned very well to contest this.
Jeez, I tell you, General's been drawn all over the map. It looks like he's the one calling most of the shots in this mid to late game. He's got scribbles everywhere. Look at that, here he goes again. He can't help himself.
Yep, pings coming out aplenty.
You look really smart if you just scribble over the whole map, because he's always drawing over all the Pain heroes, because he covers like half the map every time. But from what we can tell, General seems to know where they are.
At least has a pretty good idea. King RD is still the gem carrier for Pain Gaming. Speaking of frontliners, he'll be the one that has to kind of sniff out the Lina when she's Shadowbladed looking for initiations. They put down some wards and Crystallize, just checking out the Roche pit. Ice Blast flies in and Pain get confirmation that Navi are not in the pit. Meanwhile, King RD blink forward, stun onto 2. Tavo, BKB, Black Hole follow-up. And now the stun from Monkey King, perfectly done by HFN. Now the Wukong's command, and they'll find 3. Dendi does deny, but he actually stopped the Rubik from getting that counterplay.
I mean, there was no TB there anyway, honestly, so I don't think they have damage to follow through much with the Black Hole, but there was certainly no chance as long as you're making that play.
It's just showing the coordination of Pain Gaming. They know they need to support this Enigma. Still, it is a 5v4. Exorcism is on. Wee has the cheese from last time, so he will have a reset. BKB from Crystallize has already been popped. A little bit of duration left. It's a nice stop. Dendi getting stunned up, though, and getting so low. This could be a dieback for the Lina, and it is. King RD gets picked off, but he buys back to boot. Crystallize without a BKB could be in some trouble. Do they have the stuns to stop the Sunder?
General.
They will bring down Duster, but Crystallize in a lot of trouble. He Sunders Wee, and he's going to go down. It looks like the Death Prophet will not survive. This is Navi's fight.
Oh my god, how did they win that? That's Sunder.
4 on the side of Pain, and I think now Roche does go the way of the Dire. Metamorphosis still has some duration left. HFN may be looking for an Aegis steal, but needs to be very careful. King RD with an Epicenter. They don't want the Aegis steal. They want the fight, but I think they're lacking on damage. They're going to lose HFN, and King RD, he's about to die back as well. They dust him, and it's a full 5-man white. Pain
oh my god,
throwing away the lead that they had. No, HFN. It's not going to work.
He doesn't have a choice, so he just has to push out the waves. This isn't even going to fight Roche buyback.
You're right. The bottom lane is pushing in. He's got to finish off these range creeps, or else that melee barracks start taking some pretty decent damage. Wow, what a swing. It looked like Pain were in control. The double buybacks from Navi felt very costly, but in the end, more than worth it.
I mean, where has Crystallize been this game, though? He's been the one inside those black holes. He's been stuck, and with that black hole down, this is Crystallize going like crazy in this fight. Yeah, he gets the cheese off, but what do you do? Look at Crystallize. He's untouchable.
Yeah,
they can't do anything.
I love the patience on the BKB too. He didn't panic. He waited as long as he could before using it. Got great use out of that magic immunity.
And then they missed the Ice Blast. They needed that. Like, this Sunder never would have happened if Duster connected with that. He had to be more patient, much like Crystallize was. That silence comes out, and then the Manta's there, the Sunder.
But now, back in the main game, Tavo getting initiated on Navi. They want to push this advantage. They know if they can wipe him here, it could be bad. The Black Hole on 2. Ice Blast to follow up. Pain might be able to mount this defense. The Earth Splitter comes in. The Sunder does bring Tavo low, and Crystallize still alive. He has the Refresher Shard sitting in the bag. Buyback now from Tavo. Pain desperately trying to hang on. They'll use the Glyph, and now Crystallize on the run. He's got the BKB. He's got the... the Sunder! He's back up! Crystallize is destroying Pain right now. The BKB is ready. He gets force stabbed to the low ground. He kills Duster, kills King RD. And now Pain are trying to pursue. They want to punish this as HFN Primal springs forward. Does find the stun on TB, but instead they focus onto Lil, who is just trying to make the escape. It will not happen as Spirit Siphon slows him down, and Tavo looking to chase General.
Oh
what
my
a
God.
ridiculous
Absolutely
exchange.
insane. Crystallize, that was so risky to go for that refresher shard there. He does it. He gets off the BKB. He gets off the Sunder.
Oh
He's
my.
playing out of his mind this game. When he's not caught in the black hole, he's making I mean, at first, the games look so easy. The fights, you know, he's just a turret. But this fight, I mean, the skills were coming out from Crystallize.
Look at this. I mean, it's a beautiful ultimate from Tavo. They've got the Wukong's command and the Ice Blast. It's enough to get the kill on Dendi, but they just needed some way to stop this Sunder. He's so low, the Aegis comes first, but once he comes back to life, they are low on resources to control him.
Yeah, just nothing left in the tank. It's so close to dying. And no, by the way, I use Refresher Shard. Thanks, King RD. Mike, I mean, that's like double digits HP.
1% HP for sure, and has the meta just unbelievable. You're right. Risky, risky, risky. That is the word to describe that play. High risk, high reward. It does pay off, but my God.
Yeah, and those double force staffs, though, right? General first gets him off the high ground down there, and then when he's running a little bit more, you got Lil coming through with another force staff to save him. Had to sacrifice his own life, but certainly worth it to keep Crystallized farming across this map. Now, mind you, Dendi, that's I don't want to look at the Bloodstone charges. they're getting a little bit low.
Yeah, down to 2, so pretty far from ideal.
Hey, he's the space maker. It's been working out so far.
I mean, after this last exchange of events, it kind of felt like Navi was starting to take over this game a little bit, but the gold lead's still very manageable, only about 1,000 in favor of Navi. And Pain Gaming mount the defense. They didn't even really take that much structure damage. They're tier 3.
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty low, but they're still hanging on to barracks. It's just that range that fell earlier on.
Yeah, it's like every time Pain grabs some momentum and feels like they're in some sort of control, it's just being culled by Navi.
Yeah.
And then they're maybe not getting the most out of that, but as this goes later and later, if Crystallize keeps playing like this, it's going to be so hard for them to win because it just all comes down to Tavo. And not just Tavo, but also poor positioning from Navi, right? As long as the Brawn is outside, he should be fine.
Yep. Duster with a Rapier queued up on the Ancient Apparition. That's adorable.
Okay, perfect.
But a couple of big items now on both sides. The Butterfly completed for the Monkey King, but Terrorblade has the MKB in transit right now on the Courier. So kind of one step ahead to deal with that evasion, but more so, Trent, Lincoln Spheres getting stacked up for Pain Gaming. Wii is going to go for the Scythe of Vice instead, so they have the Hex, but they're going to have at least 2 Lincolns, and I think the idea is, well, one way to stop the Sunders is to block it out.
Looks like Crystallize is tired of the Solar Crest from DP too. He's going to hop into the old MKB to help deal with the Butterfly, of course, the more important item, but no more evasion for you guys.
King RD able to TP home, and as we cross the 45-minute mark, it is still either team's game for the taking. Remember what's on the line here. Winner stays in the tournament, loser making an early exodus out of the prize money.
I think the choice for HFN this game is pretty interesting in terms of his ultimate choice for the 25 talent with the +1 ring or the Armor Wukong's command. I think his logic is that he'd rather get the damage onto the supports in these engagements and make it more difficult for LeBron to come in for that like steal with the black hole and everything. But you also look and you're just like, oh my god, but the armor, right? You like that armor, that's not going to get negated by Elder Titan. That's armor against a Terrorblade. He's the one shredding you. But there's so many force staffs that if he's not BKB'd, he's inside, he might just get pushed outside of that smaller Monkey King ring. So the double ring kind of works both ways, slowing down the supports on the enemy side, as well as just ensuring you're not going to get force staffed out of it by the enemy team because there's so many of them that they're stacking right now. But man, I mean, if you've ever played in a game with that +100 armor, it is kind of insane. It feels like a totally broken talent.
Caught by the telekinesis, he will BKB, TP, and Earth Splitter interrupts it. That's a dead Death Prophet.
Yep. Not the most common spell you think of when canceling a BKB TP, but when it works out, it works out.
Yep, a little hard to line up. You know, it has that...
you need the 0.14 seconds. You got to get a little bit ahead of Pi to make sure that it works.
Explode delay. Yes, there you go. That was the 9-second BKB on Death Prophet, mind you, so still relatively fresh. Wii does not have a buyback, so he's out of the game now for 60 seconds.
Radiant have scanned just to see if there's anyone up on this high ground. They are correct. They really want another kill into Dendi. They say, you know, 3 is not too few Bloodstone charges.
They do have that gem on the Sand King, so Dendi not going to be saved by his Shadow Blade. Maybe the BKB will be enough, or the Repel rather, from General. 2 bouts of magic immunity, not going to find the kill, and Pain will very quickly back up. And they need to make it back to the base because Navi are starting to close in. They want to go high ground here.
This is the time, man. There's no way Navi get out of this one without some serious structure damage. I can't envision a way that there's not a melee Rax taken, but let's find out if Tavo can. They begin now onto that secondary tier 3. Where's Tavo? He's not here. He buys, or he's got the bots now. They're ready to go.
They're going to TP back. They've already used the glyph. Tier 3 falls. Tavo getting ready to make it. You can see the Rubik on the low ground, but Tavo jumps out far. Black hole on 1. It's just the Terrorblade. It does get stolen by the Rubik. Epicenter from King RD, but LeBron being very patient here, just waiting for his opening.
And he's ready. Ooh, this is very scary now.
This is so bad for Pain right now. Yeah. Crystallized with the defensive Sunder to heal himself back up.
And they got the melee racks all at the same time. As you said, great patience for LeBron, not just instantly cancel. He understood Crystallize was going to be okay. You know, he was still very far outside of the base. There was no follow-up damage.
Yeah, and plus the Omni was also outside of it, so some additional heals. The GA was used there, so that is one of the good things going Pain's way, but it seems they're going to lose this entire lane. There's the stolen Black Hole, connects on 2. Monkey King in big trouble as the Elder Titan stomp follows up. Laguna Blade onto Wii. He pops the BKB, but Earth Splitter brings him down. 2 dead without buyback, and this could be game. Make it 3. Navi have all of a sudden exploded. This LeBron stolen Black Hole has shifted the tides, and now Mega Creeps are a reality for Pain Gaming. Monkey King just now gets his buyback.
Oh, there's a refresher for Tavo. Maybe this will be enough.
They'll try to make this final hold. Tavo needs the Black Hole of his life, and there it is. It connects on 4, but where's the damage? Duster doesn't have an ultimate, and there's no Wukong's command for the follow-up. Tavo dies. He does everything he can, but the support just isn't there, and this looks like it could be the end of Pain Gaming's run in the Bucharest Major.
Oh, this Navi have been in control of this game. It didn't matter what objectives they took from Pain. They couldn't quite push deep enough, and it came down to a lot of those maneuvers. Getting down that bottom lane, the very early tier 3, creating this pressure down here. The itemization of the boots of travel onto that DP essentially came because of that, delayed that BKB, and they lost those key fights because of it. And Navi take it. They will remain alive.
All right, CIS fans rejoice. Navi still alive in the tournament. That makes them now